Where'd Willie? So we've got the Hermit. With the overall energy of a deceptive divine masculine. Yeah, and there was confirmation, and it's not Jesus. Okay, so the overall energy, a divine masculine, Seven of Swords, and a Hermit, clarifying the Hermit. Now we're going to read a little bit about the Hermit. They would like me to, because it's very important. I picked 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cards, and then 7 clarifiers, and then 2 outcomes. And these make 8, 9, 10, 11, okay? So we've got our 11 card reading. That is the name of the game, right? So we have a deceptive masculine, or you're using your masculine energy, but I want to read about the Hermit. It says inner reflection, meditation, contemplation, soul searching, inner wisdom, spiritual mentor, finding your guide within, taking time away from the chaos of busy life, hermiting. Okay, now I'm going to read this because the Hermit's clarifying the Hermit. Inner sage, inner mentor, inner guide, show me my brightest light so that I may see with all my heart. Withdrawing from society, isolation, loneliness, forever seeking without healing, feeling like a misfit. It's time to make space for your sacred aloneness and well-care. If you are feeling disconnected from your spiritual north, the time of solitary withdrawal will help you to connect with your own compass. Okay, that's all I'm going to read, because what they're telling me is this line really stuck out to me of seeking and never healing. You keep seeking and you keep seeking and you just don't get it, okay? Well, I'm not going to tell you to stop seeking, but I am going to tell you that your truth is within, and we need to get more in touch with our higher self and leave the divine masculines alone and leave all the lies behind. Okay? Go towards, underneath the divine masculine was the Empress, and underneath the lies was the King of Pattern. So the King of Pentacles has everything he needs. He's very stable. And what I'm getting from this is that this divine masculine is very pentacle based. And he's doing a lot of lies and deceptions to keep his financial ground. And that's causing you some problems because we've got the Empress and the Soul contract underneath that. Okay? And then we've got the Queen of Pattern underneath the Soul contract. So that's a mini read right in itself, because it's just saying that you need to get away from the lies. And whoever this pentacle-based divine masculine is, that's causing a lot of strife. So the double Hermit card says we must go within and find the answers. There was a saying says, quit searching for happiness. It's right next to you. Okay? Well, I say quit searching for happiness. It is within you. Okay, now we're going to get to the reading. We've got the magician power with divinely guided in reverse. So that's saying the same thing. You're not using your magic power enough. You're searching too much outside. That's why I suggest regressions, because that's your higher self talking to you. If you watch my regression under my video tab, it's called Flying Pyramids of Egypt. I come in as my Egyptian self and I talk through Askana Buchanan. It's not her telling me, it's me telling me. Throughout the whole regression, it's me. So if you've watched my regression and you didn't know that, please rewatch it, because the regression is me talking to me. Okay, so the divinely guided, you're not being divinely guided. You're not using your magic power enough. You're not in meditation enough. Law of attraction, telepathy, astral travel. And I've already mentioned this. I've said some of you are not asking to be having your astral remembered. A lot of you are not in meditation with your higher self. You're just doing it all through YouTube and just, it's superficial is what I'm getting. Okay? You're not using your divine intuition. It's in reverse. And the 10 of Wands is in reverse. Now, the 10 of Wands in reverse, I want to look that up, because we know what divine intuition is in reverse. It means you're not doing your astro asking. I just got done telling you that. Third eye isn't open enough. You're not being enough with your clairs, your clairvoyance, your clairnestine, and your clairaudience, okay? You're not doing enough of this inner. So when you get the regression with Askana, your higher self is talking to you. You may be going to all these different tarot readers and meditation stations, etc., and listening to what people say, but you're not listening to your higher self. That's why I suggest you watch my regression called Flying Pyramids of Egypt and see how I talk to myself. Yeah, I talk to myself all the time. I'm never alone. Okay, we're going to go with the 10 of Wands. I want to read about it in here. They're telling me to. The shadow side is you have divided attentions. You're clinging to your responsibilities. You have difficulty asking for help. The oppression of martyrdom. Letting go of someone else's expectations of you. And you're having a problem standing up for yourself. And that would make sense, right? Divine intuition is upside down. The 10 of Wands is upside down. Okay, then we have a tower has happened. We've been getting a lot of towers in the readings lately, and it's happened. The tower is in reverse. And what does it have to do with? It has to do with the art of transformation, inner liberation and change, spiritual alchemy. So the tower is happening in your spiritual compartment, okay? And if it hasn't happened, it's telling you that it's going to. So please get a regression. Find out what's going on with you. Okay, this is very, very good. Now, I'm also getting that some masculine in his King of Pentacles energy that's lying and doing all kinds of nefarious things to keep his pentacles, he's interfering with you too. Maybe he's telling you it's nonsense or you can't afford it, or maybe your masculine self is telling you that your responsibilities must come first. You know what? My regression comes before my bills, because my higher self and me are more important than anything in this matrix. So whatever you're telling yourself, it's the Seven of Swords. Whatever move you were going to make that's in your soul contract, your Two of Cups, your Queen of Questing under that, okay? And the card under that was your challenges are in reverse if you take the plunge. Okay, we just go off on side notes when I see cards. Okay, then we have the Tornado card, my Knight of Swords, wreaking havoc everywhere, okay, in the spiritual department. They don't want you to get well. And karma's hitting like a ton of bricks. So we've got the tornado is happening in the spiritual department to everyone because karma's being played out. And that picture, that's what it looks like. That's what it feels like. That's what's going on. So this reading has nothing to do with materialism. It has nothing to do with the physical. This is all about spiritual. So it says God's judgment. God's judgment is playing out. We're doing a lot of returning to sender, but we're not returning it to sender. We're returning it to God and the angels, and they're in charge. We no longer have to return to sender. And they're going to have lasting pain and suffering, unfortunately, and they're going to have to come back and do it again on a different timeline than we are. We're ascending. They're not. So the Tower that was in reverse is karma. My tornado card. But it's all spiritual. This is totally a spiritual reading. Then we have victory over the earth. We have the Three of Wands with the earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, but I don't do astrology. So we've got Three of Wands. It's a celebration over the earth. And we are ascending. And yes, we are going to look like that. Some of us may look like that already if we're female. Hopefully the males don't look like that. Okay, then we've got the Emperor in reverse. And the reason why is because he's still in his survival mode. So the Divine Masculine, remember the one I said that was all pentacles in a survival mode, totally doing lies and manipulations. Why? Because they want to keep their pentacles. They don't really want love. They just want their pentacles. So that's who you want to stay away from. The people that are in the pentacles and survival mode and don't want to change into love and like, remember when I told you the story about I told a football player and a rock star to sell everything they have, retire, and enjoy life with a divine feminine, and they didn't do it? Well, I got done telling you that, one of them might be paralyzed now and can never play again, but we won't get into all that. Okay, then we have the Two of Wands. You're not being courageous, you're not being daring, and you're missing your divine opportunity. So that's exactly what I just said, and I didn't even know these cards were next. Somebody was not courageous and daring. They didn't sell everything they owned. Remember the parable where Jesus says, sell everything you own and come follow me? Well, guess what? They didn't do that. They stayed undaring, unbold, and they just kept doing what was familiar. So they lost the divine opportunity, and the soul contract was rewritten. Secret earth angels, acts of kindness, friendly outreach, winks from heaven, okay? That's what they could have had. They had a secret earth angel coming to them, and they blew it. So if you're that football player or rock star, that totally makes sense, because I said it was a divine masculine that was in his Seven of Swords energy, and that would be you. So you lost your opportunity with the Empress, And it's official. She has rewritten her contract. You can stay in your mechanical responses to life. You can stay being energy harvest. Okay? And then the outcome is jaded. You're going to have a hardened heart. You are in revenge, a bitter outlook. You're scorned. And you're still trying the old ways of love potion number 9. And you're still manipulating. You're still having sex. You're still in dangerous obsessions and lustful thoughts. So you're staying jaded. And that was for the people that aren't listening and didn't listen to what? To their soul contract, and it got rewritten. Who rewrote it? The Empress. The Empress rewrote it. So now we're going to have some awkward silences, definitely. And you get to have a dark feminine instead of the white one, okay? So if you don't listen, that's what you get. Okay, now we're going to just go ahead and pull a couple cards because you saw that the Hermit was in reverse. I mean, the Hermit clarified the Hermit. And I want to know, what I want to know is, what are we supposed to do here? Okay, so we rewrote our contract, the Empress did, because her divine masculine didn't live up to the expectations. We found out he was a liar. And he wasn't using his magic, and I got the magic card again. Okay, so this time you want to manifest, you want to be a powerful force, you want to be not deceived and not misdirected, and you do not want any convincing illusions. So there's the Empress power, see? And if you remember in the other magician card, it was the male, and he was in reverse, wasn't he? If he wasn't, I'm reading it that he was. He wasn't being divinely guided correctly. Okay, so there was a lot there, but I'm just going to pull a few more cards. And I'm getting, like I said, I'm getting 2 different energies. One is that you need to go deeper within, get that regression, find out what your higher self is telling you, not what somebody else is telling you, what your higher self and your angels are telling you, okay? We want to go within. Then I'm getting where the masculines that are trying to deceive you and the masculines that have deceived you and are experiencing their tower, well, guess what? That's on them. And I hear the crows outside confirming everything I'm saying. So this was a good reading because I know that a lot of us are rewriting and have rewritten our soul contract. It's a fact. Okay, so let's get just a final here. Okay, what do you want to tell us on this final? Okay, we'll pull a couple cards from here and a couple from here. And I hope every one of you watch my regression and listen to the Flying Pyramids of Egypt. It is so awesome. I only got that one, but on my other playlist, it'll say regressions. I've got a couple more interviews with Ascana, and a couple friends got regressions. It's under my playlist that say, with the songs, that same playlist, but it's down further, maybe a year ago, and it says regressions of others. So definitely check out the playlist and the video tab. Okay, so we've got top of the card, soul contract, everything I just said, and into the valley of darkness and out. So your soul contract has been rewritten because you went into the valley of darkness and you have came out of it. Okay? Everything we just said. Now, for those that were booted out of your soul contract, those of you that were fired, you're fired. You're going into the darkness because you need to learn some lessons. Then on the bottom of the deck, the overall energy was the Knight of Cups in reverse. You didn't go for love. You didn't listen to your emotions. And that song is playing again in the background. I'm a little bit hurt, but a lot more free by McCain, whoever. I never remember his name, but they play the song every hour. So if you haven't listened to that song yet, A Lot More Free, it is on my playlist, or you can hear it every hour on Katie 101.3. Got to use your High Priestess energy. Final and last message. You saw the Empress was the outcome on the other reading with the Queen of Pentacles and the Queen of Creativity, Wands. Now you have the High Priestess. Sacred knowledge, divine balance, high morals, and messenger of God. And that's why you rewrote your contract. But for those of you struggling, we can always go higher. Okay, you always can go higher. We're not goddesses quite yet, are we? We may be 5D and higher goddesses, but I'm talking about here on this realm. We still have our soul contract to complete, our world mission, and many of us are out of the darkness, but those that we fired are going into it. So, okay, that's your reading, everybody. Soul contract, High Priestess, Empress. Great way to end it. I am Miss Mystic. Thank you for listening.